playoff pressure's mounting in Detroit like never before. The memory of Barry Sanders fleeing the spotlight, the silence left when Calvin Johnson hung up his cleats, the soul-crushing 0-16 nightmare, it's all still raw in the bones of this city. But let's be honest, after back-to-back Super Bowl pushes, the Lions are standing on the edge of something big. The NFC North landscape isn't getting any easier either. The Vikings are sharpening their claws, the Packers still watching. Every move, want to remind Detroit who's boss, and the Bears? Well, they're figuring out if they want to be relevant again. If the front office hesitates now, how many more seasons do fans have to swallow disappointment? Too many, if you dare. Ask the Detroit faithful. This isn't just about another season. It's about striking while the iron is hot and rewriting the ending to decades of heartbreak. But now comes the real question. Is this team built to break through? Is the front office surging with the urgency of a golf-led 2-minute drill? Or are they holding back when that fourth down gamble could define a legacy? We all know the history, the near misses, the almost there feeling that hangs heavy over Ford Field. If Detroit's going to turn the tide, it's got to be with the perfect mix of grit, discipline, and game-changing moves. The kind of moves our rivals, Packers, Vikings, Eagles, are already making when we're still figuring out how to plug older holes. Hold tight, Lions fans, because what I'm about to drop isn't the usual noise. No fluff. Straight from Allen Park's War Room. This could change everything. This is Lions News Fan Report, your grit-filled, straight-talking source for all things Honolulu Blue. If you're burning with the fire of Ford Field on game day, hit that like, slap the bell, and let's get into it. Here's the cold hard reality unfolding. With Zadarius Smith snapped right from our grasp and now lining up in Eagles green, the Lions are staring at a defensive void that can't be ignored. Hutchinson is the undisputed star. No argument there. He's the thunder to Detroit's lightning. But it's the partner beside him that will decide if this defense lives or dies against elite offenses. Right now, Marcus Davenport stands as the primary option, but let's not kid ourselves. His injury history and inconsistent production make him a shaky cornerstone. Detroit's pass rush needs reliability, not a gamble. That's where the buzz hits fever pitch. From the shadows of Allen Park's War Room comes Jadeveon Clowney, the mercurial former #1 overall pick, a 3-time Pro Bowler, and still a nightmare for quarterbacks. At 32 years old, Clowney's not past his prime with 22 pressures and 5.5 sacks last season for the Panthers. He's shown he can still light up opposing offenses. What's more, his cost fits Detroit's massive $34 million salary cap space like a glove, estimated between $7 to $9 million, cheaper than Smith's Eagles deal but potentially delivering equal firepower. Imagine Hutchinson on one side and Clowney wrecking havoc on the other, NFC North QB's nightmares in the making. Of course, Clowney isn't a sure bet. His production wobbled at times, and he's not the dominant force from his peak years. But there's motivation in Detroit's system. Dan Campbell's philosophy demands intensity, toughness, and versatility. Clowney fits that mold. He can line up across multiple positions on the line, create chaos, and bring Detroit back to that physical football identity synonymous with the Motor City. Brad Holmes has ticked off that anything's possible box on bringing Clowney in, and insiders indicate talks are far from idle chatter. This could be a move that recasts the Lions' defense entirely, turning the bitter taste left by Smith's departure into a strategic masterstroke. If it happens, it sends a message. Detroit's doubling down not just on defense, but on a blueprint that blends veteran savvy with raw passion. And yes, a front office move this bold could be exactly what separates playoff wannabes from Super Bowl contenders. While Detroit did miss out on Smith, and that sting resonates bitterly, especially with Smith's public desire to return and the mysterious cap space excuse that doesn't hold water, the Clowney chase offers redemption. Fans are watching closely because this move spells more than defense. It reflects the commitment to pressure, discipline, and channeling, that intense Motor City grit rooted in every corner of Detroit sports, from the Bad Boys Pistons alley-oops to the relentless hits of Red Wings hockey. Jamison Williams' Sparks on offense need taming, no doubt, after piling up fines for reckless celebrations that threaten discipline. On the flip side, Jared Goff's steady calm is a blueprint the Lions are banking on, leading from the pocket, keeping the team focused on what really matters. The message from Campbell and Goff is clear. Intensity on the field, yes, but control and respect for the game's rules above all. With pressure mounting both physically and mentally, Detroit's next step must be decisive. Relying solely on Davenport puts all chips on a risky roll. Bringing Clowney could be the safety net that flips the NFC North script once and for all. The ripple effects in the division are massive. The Packers and Vikings are already shoring up weapons. The Eagles locking down Smith is a dagger in Detroit's ribs. But imagine Detroit's defense with Hutchinson and Clowney disrupting offenses, like San Francisco's precision attack, Dallas's explosive playmakers, and yes, Philadelphia's relentless front seven. It could transform the Lions from playoff hopefuls into legitimate Super Bowl threats. But here's the kicker. Will Holmes and co. pull the trigger? Will Ford Field roar with a new force? Or will the Lions gamble on what they've got and hope for the best? Part of me hears the tailgate banter now. We're good, coach. Hope that's not just the sound of empty seats in the penalty box. Detroit demands more than hope. It demands action. So, Lions faithful, the question lands squarely on your claws. Is the Clowney gamble the missing piece to finally end Detroit's decades-long run of almost? Can this move snap the curse of past heartbreaks, Sanders' departure, Calvin's retirement, the 0-16 darkness, and push the Lions past the division's heavy hitters? Or is this just another bold headline that leaves us begging for more? Drop your take below, let your voice shake the echoes of Ford Field, and keep those notifications on. The 2025 season is shaping up to be Detroit's fight to finally roar, louder than the rest. And trust me, no one wants to be left on the sidelines when the Motor City runs wild. Hey man, the Lions' future is on the line. Let's see who's ready to bite. Wouldn't it be just like Detroit's luck, missing out on Zadarius Smith's call only to stumble into a Clowney deal that could turn the tables? Maybe Holmes's staff is debating whether to send Goff a thank you card or a backhanded reminder about urgency. Either way, at least there's one thing we know. If Clowney hits the field, Ford Field might finally start sounding like a roaring Motor City nightclub, if the tailgate crowd can stop talking about past almosts. That is. So, with the deadline looming, the Lions face their defining moment. Will Holmes pull that trigger or let another season slip through their claws, leaving Detroit fans asking what could have been? If they gamble now, the future could be a glorious roar or a heartbreaking silence. Because this is where legends are made or broken, on the edge of a knife, with everything on the line, and the NFL watching every move. And if the front office gambles now, we could be watching the start of a dynasty or the death of a dream. I'm telling you, Lions fans, if Holmes doesn't make a bold move now, we'll be kicking ourselves all year. We've seen the heartbreak, the almosts. This has to be it. Clowney is the type of player who can lead us into the playoffs, even make noise in the Super Bowl if everything clicks. No more excuses, no more waiting for a miracle. We need to go all in and finally get the respect we've fought so hard for. This town's roar isn't just noise, it's a demand for greatness. So stand tall, Lions family. Our time is now. Let's make Ford Field a fortress. Show the world what Honolulu Blue is all about. One pride, one fight. Win this season or stay silent. The Motor City's waiting for us to finally turn the page. Let's get it done.